Mariah, you called the show. Why are you here?
Well, I have a story that needs to be heard, and I have a lot of ambitions to do something to make sure that what happened to me doesn't happen to anybody else. And if it does happen, the girls know where to go and have some type of resource and some hope. And I knew that once you heard about this, maybe you could spread the word to the girls that are coming onto your show with drug addictions or in prostitution themselves.
Well, the one thing that we try to do on the show is a lot of young people watching the show, make them aware of all the dangers out there.
Exactly.
And it's a story that you read about in the paper from time to time, and you wonder, like I wonder when I read the paper, like, how does this happen?
Right.
Especially this day and age, right? Start with, how was it growing up for you?
I had a really rough childhood, and I was out on my own at 12. I got my first job then, and I'd been on my own ever since. So I got into drugs, and I got into gangs, and I lived in a rough neighborhood, but I knew I didn't want to be like that, so I turned everything around. I'd been clean 2 years, got a full-time job. Thank you. I got a full-time job working at a motorcycle junkyard. I loved it. I was going to school. I was on honor roll, made up all of my credits, getting ready to graduate. And then I needed a new job. So I hit up a friend of mine who I went to school with, and she sent me to this guy who was her dad. And he owned a window company, a window cleaning company. So I got a hold of him, and that's how that started.
So you went there thinking you were gonna work in a window cleaning business.
Being his secretary. And I did that for almost 2 months.
And what happened?
Well, then he came back to the house. He ran the business out of his home. And he had a woman with him who was dressed very, not in near enough clothes, but I didn't think anything of it. And she took one look at me and said, "God, tell me she's not working for you. She's so young." And he turned around and cold cocked her.
He punched her.
Knocked her out like a light. And he says, "Well, now's as good a time as any." And I'm like, just kind of looking at him, and he's like, "Bitch, I own you. I'm a pimp, and this is what I do, and now you're mine." I started off with, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm not like that. I don't do that. I have options. I was going to go into the military. I wanted to be a corpsman. And he got angry, and I got the crap beat out of me, and I was stuck. And I was there for the next 7 months.
And so basically, he kidnapped you.
I was an hour away from my family and my friends. After that, I had no access to cell phones or a computer. I was stuck.
How often did he physically assault you?
In the 7 months I was there was one time that I went 4 days without getting beat.
How many men did he make you have sex with?
I can't count.
So in 7 months.
I'm 19 and I can't say how many men I've slept with. Yeah.
In the 7 months, did you ever try to escape?
I tried to leave, but I had nowhere to go. I had no money. He took every cent. Every cent. I tried hiding money, and I got beat to the point that I never thought about doing it again.
How did you finally get away from him?
He started to trust me, and he finally put me 10 minutes from where I grew up, my hometown. He was mad at another girl, and he hit me. He busted my nose and my lip, and he left. But he left a cell phone on the bed, and I immediately called a friend of mine's mother, and she picked me up from a hotel at 3 o'clock in the morning, dripping blood. And they kept me with them, and we moved 3 times. Me and their whole family, they moved 3 times.
To get away from him,
yes,
to find out where?
He was looking for me and sending people to find me. And
why didn't you call the police?
I did 2 weeks later.
Oh, you did? And then the police did what?
They took the report, and I had an amazing detective who actually has been doing this for quite some time. But this is someone that they really wanted. This man's been a pimp since he was 16 years old, and he was 40 when it happened to me. And
So the police were well aware of this guy.
they were aware
with.
of him, but no girl had ever spoken up before.
Did you testify against him?
I did.
And with your testimony, a federal jury convicted this man on one count of sex trafficking of children by force, fraud and coercion, one count of being a felon in possession of a firearm, and this just happened a few months ago. He has been sentenced to 30 years in a federal prison. And in my book, the word hero gets thrown around a lot. It really does. But in this case, because of what you did, you were really preventing this man from doing this to anybody else, and you truly are a hero. Is life better for you now?
Life is very much better for me now. I'm engaged.
You're engaged. And what are your plans for the future now?
I want to be a social worker.
And you have a little baby.
I do.
with
I have a
this
2-month-old
man?
son.
That's my little one.
When we got together and I proposed for the first time, I gave her a ring, and that ring was lost, and I haven't been able to afford another ring to get her. But with your help, Steve,
Oh no. Oh my God.
I was able to get her another ring.
There is one other person that gave you a lot of support,
Yes.
right? Let's bring out that person.
Yes.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. How are you? Hi.
Thanks for coming out.
Congratulations. Thank you. Over again.
Mariah, Caroline, thanks for coming. Mariah, why don't you tell us about Caroline?
This is Caroline. This is my mom. She's not actually my mom, but she's my mom, and she's been my mom for quite some time.
When you hear what happened to her, just 7 months of hell, what do you think? What do you feel?
How do you feel? You feel stunned, you feel shocked, you feel furious, you feel horrified, you feel grieved and sad.
You've done so much for this young woman, and it's not your daughter. And I always, and this is for you. So I just want to thank you so much for that. I wish you all the best of luck, and I'm certainly sure that you will be a regular on my show if you're willing,
I would
and
be
come back
honored.
and talk to young girls
I
from
would be
time to
so
time.
honored. I
So
would
we
be
would
so
love to
honored.
have you back.
Definitely.